IIT Gandhinagar. Welcome to everyone on our Indian Knowledge Systems course. And today we have the second session with Dr. Padma Subrahmanyam, a renowned exponent of Bharatanatyam, but also a scholar of Indian arts. And through her exploration of the archaeologies, the sculptural art, the textual evidence, she was able to create a new school of Bharatanatyam and reinterpret much of India's classic performing arts. So with this brief introduction, I would request Padmaji to please, yesterday you spoke mostly about the Mārga foundations of Indian classical arts. And I believe today you're going to explain what is the Deśis element and how it integrates with the Mārga foundations. So we are listening to you. Thank you.
Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Namaste to all of you, and particularly to Shri Nishul, who has invited me to give these two lectures. Let me straight away come to the subject of the second lecture, namely Deśis embedded in Mārga. In my first lecture, I mentioned about the 5 questions of rishis to which Bharatamuni gives answers in 36 chapters. Some editions make it 37. We saw the answers for the first 3 questions yesterday. The 4th question is, what is a pramana? Pramana means source for Natya. The 3 sources given are, first one is Veda. By Veda, it means the Natya Veda or Natya Shastra. Second is Loka, and the third is Adhyatma. By Loka, the whole world is implied, and Adhyatma means self-experience. The term Loka implies, I would rather say, observation of the world. Natya is Anukarana, that is imitation of the whole creation. It is also called Anukirtana, which would mean glorification of reality. Anukarana is mere imitation. Anukirtana is glorification of whatever is being portrayed. Loka implies all regions and all living and non-living beings. This is the seed for various deshacharas or ways of deshas, which later came to be called Deśis. This is how I have interpreted the existence of Deśis in Mārga. Under this, we have already seen how Bharata treats verbal expression, which, we have already seen the classification of languages and dialects. He also includes several ethnic groups of our Indian subcontinent. They are all named. Now, the 5th question is how to put it to practice. 11 elements of technical nature which form the syllabus for learning to put the Natya Shastra into practice are Rasa, Bhava, Abhinaya, Dharmi, Vritti, Pravritti, Siddhi, Swara, Atodyam, Ganam, and Rangam. All these form the foundation on which practical application is built. These elements of practical nature is really beyond the purview of this lecture, However, I had given an introduction to 9 of them in my first lecture yesterday. Among the elements of Mārga, I said I will deal with 2 of them in the second lecture, namely vritti and pravritti. These are vital for the actual presentation of the play, song, or dance. Though the Natyashastra does not mention the 2 divisions of Mārga and Deśis, we are able to infer the concept of Deśis or regional preference in the idea of vritti and pravritti. Vrittis are actions at mental, verbal, and physical levels. 4 vrittis, or I can simply call them styles of production, are delineated in the Natyashastra. The first one is Bharati Vritti. This is verbal activity. It includes proper use of language, intonation, diction, pronunciation, punctuation, and in short, voice culture. Satvati Vritti pertains to the mental level. I would think it may even be speech through silence. Sometimes silence can express so much, much more than what speech can do. It depends on the story, content, characters, and the emotions radiated. It needs very deep mental involvement. That being Satvati Vritti. The third Vritti is Arabhati Vritti, which is forceful activity of the body with spectacular scene settings, colorful costumes, thrilling combats as well. Kaishiki Vritti is the graceful activity of the body in a romantic style with its strength gained from feminine grace, lilting music, pleasant dance, and man-woman relationship. Indian theatre, no matter from which corner of the country, is nothing but a combination of these basic 4 vrittis or styles. Pravrittis are also activities relating to thought, word, and action, but peculiar to zonal traditional observance, born out of moorings resulting in particularization in taste. Bharata's Mārga syllabus has recommended 4 pravrittis for the 4 zones of Indian subcontinent. Now, Government of India, for the past more than 25 years, I think, has zonal cultural centers. I think they have 5 or even more. But during Bharata's time, only 4 are given for a much larger area. I would say for a larger landmass referred to as Bharatakanda or Bharatavarsha those days. The 4 pravrittis or cultural zones are Panchali, Odramagadi, Avanti, and Dakshinatya. When our Nrithyodaya produced the 13-episode serial on Bharatiya Natya Shastra for Doordarshan, my brother, late Balakrishnan, who directed it, researched and created a map of the regions mentioned in Natya Shastra based on Puranic geography. Can I have the first file? File 1, please. Here you have the region for Panchali Pravritti. For this Pravritti, the productions are recommended to have Arabhati and Satvati Vrittis or styles. You remember, Arabhati is the forceful activity of body, and Satvati is more emotional style. So this region, Panchali Vritti, Pravritti, is to have these two vrittis. The deshas included are, you can see in the map, Valika, which is for west of Hindu Kush mountains in Afghanistan. That is why I said, don't think of today's political border of India. This is the idea of ancient India, as Michel G has announced the whole series to be. Then Kashmir is, of course, our Kashmir, Madra, Lahore region in Pakistan. Now there is a town, Mandra, near Rawalpindi. That should have been Madra of Natyashastra. Salvaka, this is Alwar, Jaipur region in Rajasthan. Surasena, Agra, Mathura region, west of Yamuna. Panchala is western Uttar Pradesh. Hastinapura is, of course, northeast Delhi. File 2, please. Odramagadi Pravritti consists of Bharati and Satvati Vrittis. If you remember again, Bharati is the verbal style and Satvati is the emotional style. The regions included are as follows. Nepala, that is central Nepal, Kathmandu region. Videha, southeast Nepal. Magadha, Patna region of Bihar. Anga, Bhagalpur, Mongyur region with northern portion of Santal Parganas. Pundra, Rangpur region in North Bangladesh. Malda, Malda district of West Bengal. Vanga, central Bangladesh. Pravanga, southern parts of western Bengal and Bangladesh. Antargiri, Rajmahal Hills in Bihar. Bahirgiri, Birbhum region in West Bengal. Mallavarta, Hazaribagh, Govindpur region in Bihar. Brahmotra or Sumotra, this is Murshidabad region in West Bengal. Tamralipta, this is an island which existed west of the mouth of Hooghly. Bhargava, this is Sikkim, Bhutan region. Pragjyotisha or Kamarupa, now part of Assam Valley, including Guwahati. Utkalinga, northeastern Orissa. Odra, south of Utkalinga and north of Mahanadi. Mahendra, northern parts of eastern Ghats. Paulinda, Nagpur region. Before I proceed, I'm tempted to add this comment. In one of the shlokas of Adi Shankara Bhagavad-pada on Skanda, particularly in relation to the temple at Tiruchendur in South Tamil Nadu, he mentions Valli. Valli is one of the consorts of Murugan in the Tamil culture. he addresses Murugan as Pulindatmaja Kanta, the loving husband of the daughter of the Pulinda. So it is very interesting to see that Pulinda of Nagpur region is the home of Valli, the tribal heroine of, let me say, consort of Murugan, who is supposed to be the most important deity for the Tamils. Look at the, what should I say, intercaste marriage in those days itself. We're able to see the whole of India was really under one cultural concept. So then we have Pranga, perhaps Matanga, and that is Bankura region in West Bengal. Margava, not identified, we couldn't identify. Vatsa, also not identified. File 3, please. This is for Avanti Pravritti. This is meant for the Western zone, and the vrittis that it included are Satvati and Kaishiki. Satvati is the emotional style, and Kaishiki is the romantic style. The regions of Avanti Pravrittis are Saindava, west of Lower Indus River, and southeast of Bolan Pass in Pakistan. Sauvira, this is east of Lower Indus. Khairpur, Bahawalpur region, again in Pakistan. Saurashtra, this is Saurashtra of Gujarat. Anartha, the coastline northeast of Dwaraka in Saurashtra. Arbudeya, Arbuda or Mount Abu. Malwa, this is Kota and adjoining region in Rajasthan. Avanti, this is Ujjain region in Madhya Pradesh. Vidisha, this is Vidisha near Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh. Tripura, this is near Jabalpur in Madhya Pradesh. Dasharna, it means both mountain and river of the same name near Sagar in Madhya Pradesh. Mrittikavat, probably Merta in Rajasthan, west of Ajmer. Give me file 4, please. Dakshinatya Pravritti is classified in Natya Shastra as mountains and also the Deśis, the plains. The Eastern Ghats are only a northward continuation of the submerged Mahendra Mountains. So you see there are clues for the geologists as well in the Natya Shastra. They can definitely take up this part of Natya Shastra for their research. This is one more point for studying the antiquity of Natya Shastra, even in its present form. The mountains mentioned are Malaya, southern end of the present Western Ghats. Sakhya, northern part of Western Ghats. Mekhala, mountains are the Mekal range in Madhya Pradesh. Kala Panjara is perhaps modern Kalinjar. Can I have file 5, please? Deshas of Dakshinatya are Koshala, perhaps Dakshina Koshala, the area between Nagpur and Orissa, south of Mahanadi. Toshala is Puri district of Orissa. Kalinga is southern Orissa. Andhra, coastal Andhra, Godavari Krishna region. Mosala, Masulipatnam region of Andhra Pradesh. Dramida, that is Tamil Nadu. Mahavenna, this is Krishnaveni river region including part of Maharashtra. Vanavasika is Shimoga district in Karnataka. The Dakshinatya Pravritti is made up of only Kaishiki Vritti, only the romantic style, which explains the unlimited love for music and dance that the southern region continues to have. Though the whole of South is soaked in graceful styles, only in Kerala there is a mixture of Arabati taste, probably because of the influence of martial arts and tantric practices. The Kudiyattam of Kerala is an example of a perfect Sanskrit drama that has come down to us from very, very remote times. I have no time to go into the technical details of these dramas and dances, but it is enough if you know the names. I was telling you how there is a slight mixture of Arabati in South India. This is true of Karnataka, where there is a small mixture of Arabati in their Kaishiki-based forms because of the influence of dances of spell, like the Bhuta Ata. You know, if you go to Mangalore, both north and south of Mangalore, you get these Bhuta Atas. And of course, in Kerala, you have Teyyam. Teyyam is Deivam. The colloquial way of referring to Deivam is Teyyam. And again, it is also a dance of spell. But almost all the dance drama traditions of South India, like I would even say all over India, you have the Kathakali, the Kuchipudi of Andhra Pradesh, Yakshagana of Karnataka, Bhagavata Mela, and Thirukuthu of Tamil Nadu, even Bhava in Gujarat. Every drama, every dance-like drama are all children of Natya Shastra. There's something of Natya Shastra still retained in every regional form of theatre, dance, and music. Even the solo dances, even the solo dance styles like Bharatanatyam, Odissi, Mohiniyattam, are all reflections of total dominance of Kaishiki Vritti that is recommended by Natya Shastra for Dakshinatya Pravritti. And that is seen, the inherited taste of the region is amazing in its presence to this day. This is the relevance of the ancient Mārga analysis of today's Deśis elements. This samanvaya, or what should I say, this understanding between Mārga and Deśis can be seen in other pravrittis also, not only in Dakshinatya pravritti. For example, the Avanti pravritti, you're all now in Gujarat, many of you are in Gandhinagar. Avanti pravritti, which is made up of Satvati and Kaishiki in the western region, sees the continuity of the taste of the people with lilting music and dances like Dandiya and Garba, with very colorful costumes and extraordinary jewelry, compensating for the dryness of the desert even. Panchali Vritti is to have domination of Arabhati and Satvati Vrittis, the forceful Bhangra dances of Punjab, and the head-reeling speed of the Kathak dances of today prove the continuity of the inherited taste of the region from the time of Natya Shastra. Again, this proves the Mārga Deśis Samanvaya without any awareness about it. This is the tragedy of it. The Odramagadi Pravritti for Eastern Zone consists of Satvati and Bharati Vrittis. Can I have the next file? I think I had it already. The literary grace of Tagore's writings and emotional content of the Jatras of Bengal and the whole Eastern Zone stand testimony for the continuation of the taste of the zone from the yore. I had shown 4 clippings from 4 popular Indian films to demonstrate the presence of vrittis and pravrittis even in modern films of India. I'm not showing them here. This is because, after all, Indian film is a daughter of the traditional Indian theatre. These clippings are included in the 11th episode of Bharatiya Natya Shastra telefilm serial. Maybe it may be available for you in the YouTube. We saw the magnitude of the geographic and ethnic inclusiveness that the ancient Indian text on drama projects. Where was the necessity for Bharata to include the vast area of our subcontinent and mention the names of numerous ethnic groups with descriptions of their color, costume, dialect, and taste in artistic productions as a guide to the producer and actors of the plays? This is to help them to cater to the regional appreciation, and it also definitely manifests the civilizational unity which is seen through these pages of Natya Shastra. It is a marvel that this is special for our friend Sri Michel. Even with binoculars, I searched for any mention of Arya and Dravidian in Natya Shastra pages. I could not get. In spite of so many details, ethnic details and regional details, not a word about Aryan Dravidian race theory is mentioned anywhere in Natya Shastra. I would like to bring to your notice that from Puranic geography, we are able to see that the whole of Bharata Khanda was divided into 2 halves as Gauda Desha, which was north of Vindhyas, and Dravida Desha, south of Vindhyas. Five regional and ethnic groups are enlisted under the major divisions of Gauda and Dravida Deshas. The Pancha Gaudas are Saraswata Gauda, Kanyakubja Gauda, Maithila Gauda, Utkala Gauda, and the eastern end is only Gauda. The 5 Dravida Deshas are mentioned as straight from where you are now. Gurjara Dravida for the Gujarat region, Maharashtra Dravida, Karnataka Dravida, Andhra Dravida, and the southern tip is just Dravida. That is Tamil Nadu. There is no, as I said, absolutely no mention of Arya and Dravida in the sense of what is being taught today. Arya just means refined, a very refined way of life. In fact, some Puranic mention is there where India is called Aryavarta, which means a region of refined people. Did you miss that? Okay. It's a region of refined people, cultured people. You have even in the dramas of Kalidasa, you'll find heroine addressing the hero as Aryaputra, which means son of a refined man. This is the respect shown to the father-in-law. And I want to add one more thing from Tamil, vernacular point of view. Arya becomes Ayya in South India. You have Ayyar, and also Ayyargal is Ayyangar. Ayya is a respectful way of addressing. Even our former Chief Minister, Mr. Karana, had expressed a desire that Thiruvalluvar should be always referred to as Ayyan Thiruvalluvar. What does he mean by Ayyan? It is Aryan. Will they accept that Thiruvalluvar was an Aryan? Arya just means refined, and it is meant in a qualitative sense. And Dravida is more from a geographic sense because it is a Desha. Dravida Desha and Pancha Dravidas have been mentioned. So you can have Arya Dravida. You can address somebody as an Arya Dravida, which means a man from Dravida region who is a very noble person, who is very cultured, refined man. Or you can call him Anarya Dravida, which means he is a ruffian from that region. I want to add one interesting comment here. From this point of view, from the point of view of understanding idea of ancient India, I would refer to our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji as Arya Dravida. Arya Gurjara Dravida is a refined Dravid from the Gurjar region. That is how he should be referred to. I wish people take notice of this. So, before I conclude, I want to give more time for questions this time, interaction. I'm tempted to bring to your notice the unacknowledged, or rather unrealized, Mārga foundation on which all our contemporary Deśis dances are built. The Pada Vedas, that is feet variations classified in Natya Shastra, form the substratum of the Indian classical dance. The technique is common, only the costumes, makeup, and headgear create the illusion of diversity. It is unity, I would rather call it, it is unity in variety and not unity in diversity. This is the strength of our deep-rooted civilizational unity that has been always there. I only wish there is more awareness about this great phenomena. Can I have the video, please? It starts with the Pada Vedas. That is a shloka from Natya Shastra, just giving you the names of the different types of feet variation, and it will be followed by demonstration. It's a clipping from Bharatiya Natya Shastra.
उद्घट्टितः समश्चैव तथा अग्रतलसञ्चरः अञ्चितः कुञ्चितश्चैव पादः पञ्चविधः स्मृतः.
In Sama, the entire soul touches the ground. Let us see Samapada simultaneously performed in Bharatanatyam, Mohiniyattam, Odissi, Kathak and Ottantullal styles. This is Anchita, the Natyadal of Bharatanatyam used in all styles.
Bharatanatyam and Mohiniyattam dancers dancing together. It's the same type of step, only the dress is different. That is what Ottantullal. Everybody is doing the same thing. That is
Agratala Sanchara is to plant the toes. This is Kuttadal in Tamil. Udghatita is methodology of Bharatanatyam. All Deśis styles retain it. Kunchita is to have an arched soul, as we often see in Western classical ballet. Lord Nataraja's raised foot is called Kunchita Pada because it is arched.